Hello everyone, it's Dale here. Welcome to this video where I'll show you the strongest volume profile levels to trade this week. We'll talk about the Australian dollar US dollar, about the US dollar Canadian dollar, and also about the British pound. So let's get to it. What you see before you, this is the 30-minute chart of the Australian dollar US dollar. The platform is NinjaTrader 8. And the indicators are my custom-made volume profile and VWAP indicators. So what you can see here on the Australian dollar US dollar chart, I would say the most prominent thing on this chart is this strong rejection of lower prices. That means that sellers were pushing the price aggressively downwards. Then there was sudden reversal with this nice pin bar and price went up. So this is a sign of strong and aggressive buyers rejecting lower prices. Now, when you apply a volume profile to this place, it will show you where the buyers stepped in, and it was this place. You want to look for a significant volume cluster close to the low of that rejection, right? And this is the volume cluster, which is telling us that buyers stepped in here and started to buy and reverse that sell-off into the buying activity here, into this uptrend. So at the beginning of that volume cluster, as you can see, is a level that I want to trade from. It is at 0.6923, and if there's a pullback to it at some point in the future, I expect the buyers who are active here in the past to become active again and push the price upwards from this place again. All right, so the setup that this trade is based on is a volume profile setup called the rejection setup, because there is that rejection of lower prices. And additionally to that, there's also highlighted in green a fair value gap. Here is the beginning of the fair value gap. In a long trade scenario, I like to trade from the beginning of a fair value gap. As you can see, it is very close to my current level, so it also adds strength to that level. All right, so that's the plan for the Australian dollar US dollar, and let's now check out the next chart, which is the US dollar Canadian dollar. So in here, since this place, there has been rather strong sell-off on the US dollar Canadian dollar. By the way, you're looking at a 30-minute chart here. Now, what I want to do is I want to trade this sell-off, and I want to trade from here, from the beginning of that sell-off. As you can see highlighted in red, there's a fair value gap. Below that, there's another fair value gap, and below that, another one. If they are stacked like that, then I look at it as one big fair value gap beginning in here. And this is where I like to trade from the beginning of a fair value gap. The level, the short level, is at 1.3645, and if there is a pullback to it at some point in the future, I expect a reaction there. And not just because there is the beginning of a fair value gap, but also if you look at volumes, then currently this is daily point of control. Right here, this is the daily point of control, and I should probably move the profile a little bit more to the right, like this, so it shows the whole day. Anyways, we have a daily point of control and very significant heavy volume zone here. The point of control being here a little bit below the level, but here at my level, this is the beginning of the fair value gap. So I had to choose which level to trade from, either the heavy volume cluster or the beginning of the fair value gap. In my experience, the markets like to test the beginning of the fair value gap and to fill it before making another move. So that's why my level is a little above that heavy volume zone. Normally I would be trading from the heavy volume zone, but here I think that the market will want to test the beginning of the fair value gap and react from there. So that's why my level is a little higher, but you know, even though the point of control and the beginning of the fair value gap don't align exactly to the pip, I still count it as a confluence and one strong resistance level. All right, so that's the plan on the US dollar, Canadian dollar. And the next thing that I'd like to show you is on the British pound. So let's check it out. Quite similarly as on the Australian dollar, US dollar, we have a strong rejection of lower prices on the British pound. And if I use the volume profile here, the same way I did before, if I apply it here on the British pound, you can see that this was a place where heavy volumes were traded. And after that, the price made that pin bar and completely changed from sell-off into a new uptrend, right? So this is a place which is important because this is a place where buyers jumped in, reversed the price from sell-off into an uptrend, right? So I want to trade from the beginning of that heavy volume zone. It is at 1.3532. And as you can see, highlighted in green, there's also fair value gap here, beginning of a fair value gap. For long trade scenario, this is the beginning of a fair value gap, right? So it nicely aligns with the beginning of that heavy volume cluster here. And when there's a pullback at some point in the future, it doesn't need to be today, not even this week, but if there's a pullback to this level, I expect that there'll be a reaction as the buyers who stepped in here in the past will step in again in here in the future to defend this level, which clearly is important for them because they placed a lot of their positions here, as you can see on the volume profile. So they should step in and from that place push the price upwards. All right, so that's for that. If you guys want to learn more about volume profile trading, then head over to my website, which is traderdale.com. And if you click this button, Trading Course and Tools, it will bring you to this page where you can browse my trading education and custom-made trading tools. Currently, we are running a special sale. That means that you can get those with a huge discount. And if you scroll down a bit, then the discount is even bigger here because here's a special combo which includes all the 4 packs together only for $6.97. All right, and that's until the 14th of February. Now, before I wrap the video up, I'd like to announce a winner of a contest we had last time. The prize of the contest were my custom-made volume profile and VWAP indicators for TradingView platform, and right now on your screen you see the name of the person who won in the contest. So congratulations to the winner, and what I'll do next is I'll do another contest for the next week. The only thing that you need to do to participate in this contest is leave a comment below this video, which I'll publish on YouTube, and next week I'll randomly pick one person to win this set of custom-made indicators. So that's about that. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you next time, and until then, happy trading!